Note by Jonathan Swift. The text of this edition of Swift's Notes on Clarendon has been founded on the careful transcript made by Mr. Percy Fitzgerald. This transcript is now in the Victoria and Albert Museum, South Kensington. Mr. Fitzgerald refers to Dr. Rowan's collation, but I have been unable to find the original of this. Rowan's editions, however, were noted by Mr. Fitzgerald and they have been included here. Mr. Fitzgerald says, Scott's notes, subject to the corrections just given by himself, are correct and would serve as the base of the new edition. The additions I have given and the few given by Dr. Rowan, which are given here a little further on, will have to be inserted in their proper places and will make the whole complete. This has been done, and the present reprint is a very careful following out of this suggestion. After the following pages were in type, however, I have had the opportunity, through the kindness of Dr. Bernard, the Dean of St. Patrick's Cathedral, of examining the original copy in the Marsh Library at Dublin. Assisted by the Rev. Newport J. 500. White, the librarian of the Marsh Library, I have been able to correct several of Mr. Percy Fitzgerald's transcripts, and to add some remarks omitted both by him and Scott. Mr. White, in an article in Hermathena, number 27, 1901, suggests that the successive perusals by Swift account for the fact that some of the notes are in ink, though most are in pencil, while in one or two cases Swift seems to have retraced in ink a remark originally in pencil. Although Swift finished his fourth reading of the History in 1741, it is undoubted that he had already annotated the volumes at a much earlier date. The copy of the History, now in the Marsh Library, was presented to it by Archbishop King, though the exact date of this presentation can only be guessed. In the Register of Benefactions, writes Mr. White in Hermathena, the first list, which was evidently written at one time and by one hand, contains the names of all books presented by King. Two of these were published as late as 1723. The next entry is dated April 12, 1726. It is probable, therefore, that these volumes came into their present abode between 1723 and 1726. As Dean of St. Patrick's, Swift was one of the governors of the library, and in that capacity attended many of the annual visitations between 1718 and 1736. It is natural to suppose that he was a constant reader. It follows, therefore, that Swift borrowed the volumes from the library for his reperusal, and perhaps retraced his annotations at that time and added new ones. It is worthwhile to reprint a sentence from Scott's note on these remarks of Swift's, if only to continue a record of retort against Swift's intemperance of feeling against the Scottish nation. The ludicrous virulence of his execrations against the Scottish nation go a great way to remove the effect of his censure, and a native of Scotland may be justified in retaining them, were it but for that reason.